I think one of my favorite trash talking stories was Larry Bird at the 3 point competition. So if you haven't heard, a 3 point contest, all the guys, all the shooters, the contestants, they're in the locker room just chilling, before the event started, they're in the locker room just doing their thing. So Larry Bird walks in that year, he just looks around everybody. It's kind of like, so which one of you guys are coming in second? Doesn't say anything else. After that, he just walks out. And he said everybody just in there was kind of just like shook a little bit. And I believe that was the year he shot around with the warm up still on. He didn't even take the warm up jacket off to show his jersey. He had the warm up still on. Went in shot on the last shot. He didn't even look at it. Turned around, had the finger held up, drained it, won the contest. And I say that to say that trash talking is such an ingrained part of humanity, of sports, and of course in basketball. And so we have to understand that, you've all heard the quote that the game is, 10% physical, 90% mental. It's a mental warfare out there. So we have to understand how to combat this warfare, to prepare for it, to deal with when trash talking happens. So how would you react if Larry Bird goes in there? Which one of you guys is shooting for second? Because obviously he's implying that he's getting first. And I'm pretty sure that messed some guys up mentally. These are the NBA guys. These are the world's best players. These are the world's best shooters. And the guy comes in there and talks and trash talks them out their game. And I'm pretty sure that had an impact, on some of the guys to where they just throwing off their game. And so I'm going to give you guys three things to how you can combat the trash talking to make sure that you're mentally locked in and still focused, where you can perform in spite of when someone trash talks you. But I want you to think about the foundation of trash talking. So first off, trash talking is of course to get you out of your game and inside of your head. So I'm talking trash to you, get the whatever I'm saying to get into your head. So Larry Bird was saying, you guys are not winning this. It doesn't matter what you do, you're not winning this contest. I'm winning it. So he got in their head and got them out of the game. They weren't able to shoot. So you have to figure out how to stay in your game and keep the trash talking out of your head. You have to filter through whatever they're saying to make it make sense to you, to where it doesn't matter what they just said. I'm still in my game and you're out of my head. That is a major piece of battling against the trash talking. You have to be aware of what the war is going on. But first you have to be aware the war is going on to know how to combat it and have your defense up against it. And so, of course, you have to know that this is mental warfare. This is a mental battle that's going on. And you don't want to go into war, just out there butt naked and go out there with no armor on and no defense. I'm not even saying that you have to combat the trash talk. I'm not saying you have to go toe to toe and just, go at Larry Bird or go at Reggie Miller, go at Prime Time, whoever else, trash talkers are or were. I'm just saying you have to have a defense up prepared for when this warfare goes on. So when Larry Bird goes in and says, when you guys are going for second, you just look at him. Yeah, all right, whatever, cool. Go back to tying your shoes or putting your jersey on, whatever else, to where it's just like, that was cute, but I'm going to win this. When prime time comes at you talking crazy, you lined up against him, it's like, how am I dealing with that? No, I don't have an answer for it. I'm going to go out there and compete. So I'm going to give you three things that you can do to combat this mental warfare and combat this battle. Because I don't want you to go out there butt naked and you just go out there get smacked around and then you just left looking like what happened. But even if you don't go out there with the bazookas and the grenades and the rocket launchers, I want you to be able to at least have your armor on and be able to go against and repel against what they have at you. You can reflect it and boomerang it back at them if needed. But worst case scenario, I want you to have the armor up to be able to protect yourself against them and what they have coming at you. And so my first point for you is to not take it personal. Don't get too serious and get too caught up into it. They're going to say stuff that's going to bother you. They're going to say stuff that makes you mad or try to make you mad and just get into your head to get you out of your game. But you have to realize it's just trash talking. It's whatever. So I can't take it too serious and I can get too personal. I don't need to overreact to whatever. I don't need to react or overreact to what they say. And so a lot of times, like, I enjoy hearing Drake and great trash talking, but at the same time, I'm not a trash talker. And so sometimes people say things and it's just like, okay, whatever, cool. And some people do that for themselves to get themselves riled up. Some people do it just to get you out your game. People have different reasons for trash talking. But it's up to you to not take it too serious, take it too personal. Now, it's kind of like an unwritten hooper code, but no matter what happens on the floor stays on the floor. So if I say whatever crazy to you, of course there are lines that you don't cross, but you have to be mentally strong enough to say, I'm not taking it personal. They're just talking talk to get into my game, whatever. There's a line that it can be crossed, but most guys have positive intentions, not meaning anything. It's just basketball. It's combat sport. It's mental warfare going on. It's mental jabs that I'm throwing at you to where I'm getting in your head to get you out of your game. That's all this is. So this is just fun. It's competition for me. But it's up to you to not take it too personal and get too serious and overreact, because then it becomes a whole another thing and it's not fun. So it's up to you to not be too serious and overreact. Okay, so once we can get that down, I'm not saying you can't react at all, but don't overreact to where it's just like this whole spectrum of a thing. It's like, come on, man, like this isn't fun anymore. Now you're getting too sensitive and you're doing too much now. Just take a step back. He's not being, facetious and going at you to belittle you as a man. It's just within the confines of the sport. That's all we're doing here. This is what the warfare is. So don't take it too personal. Don't overreact to whatever they're saying. Put your armor on and say, all right, cool. That's what you got to say. That's cute. Let's go back to playing ball. Okay. Next is to be able to show no fear or weakness. Do not back down. Okay. You cannot back down when someone challenges you and start talking to you crazy. I will say this one more time. Do not show any fear. Do not show any weaknesses, and do not back down when someone comes at you talking trash. All right. If you do, you have lost that battle. And more than likely, you probably lost the war. So you cannot show any fear or weakness when someone challenges you and talks to you crazy. You have to show heart. That's the most important thing. They can't take your heart. If they can take your heart, they took your entire game now. But you can't show any fear. You can't show any weaknesses when someone starts talking trash to you and going at you with the verbal jabs. You can't show any fear or weaknesses. You cannot back down. I'm not saying you have to come back at them and you have to talk crazy back to them, but you just cannot back down. When I say that, I mean, if someone's talking trash to you, for example, there'll be times when someone's talking trash to you because you miss a couple shots, or you can't say you can't shoot, right? Oh, you can't shoot that, shoot that, shoot that. You can't back down and now not play your game because you're missing or talking trash to you or trying to talk you into doing something that's not your game. So once you start to back down and not play your game, you're starting to lose the war now. They're in your head. So you have to combat that by just ignoring it and kind of do your thing. And so you can't show any fear of weakness because now they're starting to gain ground on you mentally, which gains ground on your actual game. Performance is going to decrease. And so in order for you to be able to do this, third, you have to channel your emotions. I'm not saying you can't get mad. What I'm saying is don't overreact. Don't overdo it to where now you're acting too crazy emotionally. You have to channel and funnel your emotions to a certain place. So this is Kobe has a story when he had a lot of issues going on, locker room and off the court. A lot of stuff was going on crazy in his life. He talks about when he was a kid, he had issues going on. He couldn't actually explain what's going on around him because he was in Italy, he was alone, whatever. So what he did, he took all the anger and rage and emotions he felt and he just channeled it into the game. So whoever my opponent was, you're going to feel every ounce of this pain and frustration and anger I had to feel the rest of this morning. You're getting all of this right here. So I'm not telling you to cut off your emotion. I'm not telling you to not be emotions, not have your emotions or not to express them, but funnel it all through the right place to where it enhances your game rather than decrease your performance. So I'm not telling you to be this crazy maniac, but funnel it through to where you can express it all through the right area. You can have the pressure or like a water pressure. The water is not just shooting out everywhere. The water is pushing through this channel to where now the pressure is increased to where you can wash your car or side, whatever you're using it for. So channel your emotion, whatever you're feeling. If they are getting in your head, take that anger and rage out on your dunk. Take their anger and rage out and lock them down. Take that anger and rage out to where you're able to score and perform and play a game. So once again, I'm not telling you to not have emotions, but just channel your emotions to the right place to where now you're able to perform and do better. So these are the three things that I just want to give you to where you're able to do your thing in this mental warfare, in this mental game. So first, do not take it serious. Don't take it too personal. Do not overreact to what they're saying. Do not show back down and show any fear or weakness to when they are talking crazy to you. But with every emotions you do end up feeling, channel it and rage it and use it to your advantage rather than just backing down or just using it as a passive and just take whatever they have at you. And so when they come at you trash talking, when you have the KGs of the world come at you talking crazy, don't back down. Just let them win that game. have your armor on, be prepared for the fight, and be prepared for this mental warfare and this battle to where now you can go out perform your game, you can do your thing, and not lose that mental game and the on-court game. Hope that helped you out. That's it. See you next video. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff.